guys, welcome back to our lovely little podcast that we like to call The Things I Wish My Mum Had Told Me, with me, your host, Emma Tamsin Hill.
And me, the other one, Clara Hermit.
Not the other one.
The other one?
The other one.
Oh, they're over there. The other one.
How you feeling, honey?
I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good because we've had some great reviews. Thank you, everyone.
Woo!
And comments.
Thank you, guys. We love to see it.
We want more. We're megalomaniacs.
We're greedy. Give us more.
And not just that, because this year we want to be able to keep doing this podcast, and we want to obviously grow our audience, because that means that we can keep doing this podcast. So please, to support us, do make sure that you're telling your friends about us. You know, anyone you think would be interesting, work colleagues, some men who might need to listen.
Send out a WhatsApp broadcast. We're going back to our first episodes now, when I was like, send a broadcast out, send it to your nan, your nan and your grandma, because they are two different people.
Yeah.
Your nan, your grandma, and the dinner lady from when you was in high school.
Yeah, she'd love it.
She would love it.
She'd learn something, probably.
My mum listens to this podcast.
Does
I'm
she?
sure she does. Yeah, every week.
Does she learn something?
I mean, I think so, yeah. Well, sometimes, most of the time she doesn't say anything to me. But remember when we had Dr. Saris on, she went, that was a really insightful episode. Well done.
Yeah.
But that's all she said about it.
Okay.
My parents don't like to blow my head up too big, because it's like, you know, you've still got shit to do.
Yeah.
That's the kind of parenting I had.
There's more.
Well done, but carry on. Well done, but only for 5 minutes.
Whereas my dad's got no idea what I'm doing. He's got no clue. Doesn't even know this exists, even if I have told him.
Oh my.
No idea whatsoever what I do, basically.
He just says, as long as you're paying your rent, as long as you're eating, he's like, great.
He probably don't even know if I'm doing that. I'll be honest with you.
Oh my God.
He just knows that I see him, you know, maybe once a month or something, and I turn up and I'm still alive.
And that's enough.
That's enough. That's what you got to look for.
She's breathing, no worries.
That's it. We're fine. So today, on today's episode, I'm just touching my breast, apparently.
My breast.
Which is nice. Just giving it a little, you know,
no, my head.
smack. Naughty.
I felt that.
That was a silly thing to do. But sometimes I do that, though.
Yeah.
Just like that. Or
Comfort.
just like
a lot
that.
of people do that. Comfort. You know, like how men put their hands down the trousers and hold their balls. Yeah. Women hold their boobies.
They're warmer as well, so it's my hands are cold.
Especially with your hands under the armpits.
Yeah. It does heat up the hands a little. So
it is actually warm in here today, though. Normally our studio is fucking freezing.
But my hands are still cold, so if I do that, it feels warm. Anyway, moving on from me touching my breasts. Today... Sorry.
What are we doing today, Clara?
Today we asked you, the audience...
You.
About what topics you would like us to talk more on.
Yeah, we've done one of these episodes before.
Yeah, and we've chosen some of the topics, and we are going to talk about the topics.
So it's like an episode, but it's like mini episode, like 4 mini episodes in an episode. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different topics that we're going to yabba about.
Yabba.
For 45 to 50 minutes, probably 45. Yeah, because we are on a bit of a time constraint.
Why are we on a time constraint, Emma?
Oh my God. Okay.
Go on.
It's all my fault. Everything's my fault. So I thought we was recording at 3 p.m. Turns out, Clara calls me at 2 o'clock. She says, I'm outside. Are you here? I said, huh? I was enjoying some brunch. I was enjoying some sweet corn fritters at brunch. And I was like 45 minutes away. I said, babe, I thought we was recording at 3. She said, no, girl, it's 2. So I was an hour late.
She was.
Well, I was on time for what I thought.
Yeah.
But I was an hour late.
I picked you up from the station, didn't I?
You did. That was very kind.
Like a good parent.
Yep. And because we're just such professionals, we're going to get it all done.
Get it all done.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about our first topic. Someone said estrangement from a parent or sibling as an adult and friendships ending as you get older.
Estrangement means no longer in contact, right?
Mm-hmm. Estranged from.
From a sibling or family.
Or parent.
A parent.
Yeah.
This is hard because I've thankfully, praise God, never been through this. But I can imagine that's horrible. But then again, I feel like some people's family dynamic, they don't have great family dynamics. So becoming estranged from your parent or your sibling is just like a whatever thing to them. But I guess, I don't know. I don't really know what to say.
But as an adult, have you lost a friend? You have, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I've lost a friend. I've lost friends. Doesn't happen. You know what? It doesn't happen too often, but it has happened. Like, especially in the past couple of years. It even happened to me last year.
But how do you cope with that? Because ultimately, I suppose, you know, friends are the family that we choose. And if it's someone you're particularly close with, and
Yeah.
you've spent lots of time with, and you have all these memories together, and then suddenly,
You know what? For me, I don't know if this is going to sound harsh, but like the friends that I have lost where people where it's like you've done something to me or there's been a situation that's changed my perception of you or I just never like you I feel like friends are in categories. If I lost one of my best friends that I trust in my life, I'd be devastated. Like devastated like I lost a partner. But the friends that I've lost I feel like are people where it's either you've done something to me or something's happened, or like I even like sort of lost a friend last year. I don't know if we're gonna rekindle or not because we have a lot of mutual friends, and all of our mutual friends keep being like, "When are you two gonna make up?" And it's like, anyway, it's long and involved, but whatever. But I feel like I can just crack on with it, and I don't think about it too much because I've never lost someone that I'm like I would trust them with my life. I put people in categories. I don't mean to do it, but it's like, so the friend I lost last year, it's like I love you. We've been friends a really long time, but I couldn't trust you with my life. So then I feel like it helps me to get on with it better because it's like, it is what it is. And I'm very much an out of sight, out of mind person. Same with a breakup. After I've got over the initial heartbreak, once, if I'm not talking to you, I'm not seeing you, I might just think about you every now and then and that's it. And it's easier for me. So if I'm not seeing or talking to someone, I can just crack on. So I don't know if that's just being personal to me or if it's like,
I suppose, yeah, if you're talking about those particular friendships, like you say, it wasn't that kind of deep. And I think
yeah,
we do have a kind of understanding, like with relationships. Yes, the breakup can be really difficult, but we do have an understanding that, you know, when you go into a relationship with someone, although you might think it's going to be forever, it's perfectly socially acceptable that, you know, the relationship comes to an end, like whether that's through divorce or whatever. And not to say that flippantly that couldn't be difficult, but we go, yeah, because those kind of relationships, we don't have like the family tie or
yeah,
like the blood or whatever it
yeah,
is tie. So I guess there is even that in our own minds and the way we perceive those relationships. It's kind of easier to move on. Whereas I think,
it's harder the longer you've known someone. And obviously
yeah,
knowing someone from birth.
and also like with your family, like you want them to be different, like you want them to be better, you want things to change, and you
You're rooting
still,
for them.
yeah,
It's feel like it's more heartbreaking.
you have a certain expectation again as well, you know. And I think that when you have that expectation and someone continually lets you down time after time, you know, it's really difficult. And obviously like my, you know, my mum died when I was a kid, and that's a very different situation. But even like my relationship with my dad has been really difficult at times. He probably ain't noticed. I'm not gonna lie.
Just the usual Tuesday.
But like for me, it's been really, really hard because, you know, post my mum dying, my dad was my only parent that I had left,
Yeah.
and he did not prioritize his children. He didn't, and I understand that that was like his way of surviving, and that's how he coped. But that doesn't make up for the fact that you deserted us essentially, especially emotionally, in a time in our lives which when we were going through, like it was horrible. And that relationship, you know, it's not gonna. He just doesn't have he doesn't have an interest in me per se. Like he doesn't want to spend the day with me. He doesn't want to do things with me. He would never call me and be like, oh, should we go for lunch? I'll do it to him, but unless it's with him and his partner and, you know, part of a family thing, that's perfectly fine. But for him to just want to spend time with me, and it's taken years to come to terms with the fact that my dad, he loves me and I don't doubt that, but he's never ever going to be able to love me in the way that I wanted him to and needed him to. Um, and that's been really fucking hard to accept. And there have been times where I'm like, would it just be easier if I cut him out of my life altogether? Because it's so hard
Yeah. Like it's
when
just hurtful.
you just feel rejected by somebody all the time.
Someone that like you look up to so much and you love so much.
Yeah, and I just want him to. I want him to love and care about me, and, you know, be a parent in the way that I, you know,
Yeah.
envision. Because I don't have another one.
And
I've
it's
only
so
got
hard.
him.
I feel like because a lot of people don't know how to show it. Like your parent, I think what we fail to realize, right? Our parents are just humans like
Yeah, of
us.
course.
But it's like because they're our parents, you put them on this pedestal, like you are the all-knowing, almighty, all everything. And it's like sometimes they don't even know how to show love to you, which is hard.
It's really hard, especially when you watch them give it like in so much surplus to other people, you know, and you're just like, and it did make me grow up believing like what's wrong with me, and I took all of that into relationships as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, although like, and I'm in a really good place with my dad now because of acceptance.
Yeah.
But there are some people, like my best friend with with her dad, like she cut him out of her life for years because she had to,
Yeah.
because his behavior was so erratic, so horrible, and she tried so hard, but in the end it was just like, no, I need to put a boundary in
Yeah.
place. I need to draw a line for my own sanity
Yeah.
and to be able to get on with my own life.
I think people really struggle cutting someone out that's a family member, because it's like, but we're supposed to be like this, we're blood, but it's like, if they're treating you like shit, or they're not, or it's hurting you so much, I think it's okay to do what's best for yourself. If you have to do that, don't think, oh well, I can't because they're my family. Like, no, you do what's best for yourself.
And you have to maintain your own, your own sanity, your own well-being. And when you have family relationships that are really kind of dysfunctional or unstable, it impacts on every element of your life. And so, I think especially for me, like as you get older, you start to kind of like be like the fog, you're trying to clear the fog, because it's so kind of, why do I have all of these emotions and why do I feel like this? And then you kind of can start to navigate and start to actually, and it takes time, but put things in the right place for yourself. And even like I've got my brother, my sister died, I've got my brother. But my brother and I fell out massively as well and didn't speak really for like the best part of a year. And that was really difficult as well, because I love my brother. He's the only sibling I've got. It caused massive rifts between, like the rest of the family. And it was just really hard and really horrible. And I'm so glad, like, again, we're back in a really good place. But if I'm being really honest, in that scenario, it was just like, you're refusing to take accountability or to see my side at all. But also maybe I know that I didn't necessarily react particularly well, so there was some accountability for me to take as well. But I think sometimes that's not possible, and sometimes, again, like we said, you have to be okay with saying, do you know what, I've tried everything, and now it's time for me to concentrate my energy on myself. And it feels so scary.
And I think sometimes people feel really guilty about it, but it's like, cutting out a sibling or your parent is not a decision you come to overnight. Like, you must have tried and tried and tried and tried until you get to the point where it's like, I actually can't try anymore. So I'm sure it feels horrendous, but don't feel guilty about it, because I don't feel like it's a decision you make lightly.
No. And if that person is refusing to take accountability or refusing to change or refusing to listen to you in any kind of way, you can only do that for so long. And on the topic of friends, I did have someone who was like my best friend, or I thought was like one of my best friends in the whole entire world, who was more like my sister. Like, this was when I was in my early 20s. Like, we spent so much time together. I loved this person, like genuinely loved them so much. And it turned out that that they were just like a compulsive liar, and they turned my whole friendship group against me.
I remember you telling me about
it was
this.
just awful. It was so awful. I cannot explain how that felt, because to be isolated from like your main friendship group, I was living in a house with some of those people as well, and to not know why, like no one would tell me why. Like, I didn't know and I haven't done anything. I'm still me, but what's happened? Like, what has this person said about me, or how have they made me look so bad that now everyone stopped talking to me?
Insane.
It was heartbreaking and soul destroying. However, I do think I am so much better with that person out of my life, and it was going to happen at some point.
And I feel like in life, not that I think our story is written for us already, but it's like, that's why I try not to force anything in life, because what is meant to happen to us will happen to us, and every experience is there to shape us and make us learn. So just let it flow.
Yeah.
That was sounding very hippy-dippy, but
and
it is what it is.
Like with a lot of these things, I feel like if you're really struggling, go and speak to somebody about it. Whether it's your GP and getting them to get you therapy, whether you're paying to go to a therapist, whether you do have a really good friend or another family member that you can talk to. You need a safe space where it's not going to get back to everyone or whatever, and someone who you can trust to give you like good advice, and someone who can say, no, it's okay. Like, if you want to step away, it's okay. So I think it's good to have that.
Definitely.
Next topic.
Woohoo! I don't have any of the topics. You have
I know,
more.
it's a surprise for you.
Oh, you're surprising me with the topics.
I'm surprising you today.
I love a surprise.
Now, you're currently dating someone.
I am, yeah.
And you met them without using a dating app. So someone said dating without the apps. How'd you do it, Emma?
Well, he DM'd me.
Oh.
So it's kind of similar to apps.
Yeah.
People have been DMing me like, how did you meet your man? I'm like, whoa, okay.
I'm a dating girl.
He just DM'd me. which is like,
But you must get a few people DM you. What made you choose him or start talking to him or engaging with him?
Because he looked normal.
Okay.
A lot of people that DM me don't look normal. Or I mean, if you like 50-year-old Turkish uncles, then yeah, my DMs are a great place. Nothing against 50-year-old Turkish uncles, but not
for you,
who I want to date currently. So what made? Well, you know what it was, because he sent me this nice message. He sent me this message that was like, feel like I need to let you know how beautiful I think you are. Like I really fancy you, something like that. And I thought, oh, sweet message. Looked at his page. He was like stylish, cute, all of these things. So I DM'd him back saying, you look like you'd ruin my life. Naturally. And then we just sort of had like a back and forth. But dating without the apps, like I stopped dating with apps quite a while ago. And anyone that I have met through an app, it's always gone a bit tits up. And I feel like even for myself, I join the apps when I'm feeling shit. No, maybe not. I usually get nosy. I want to know what's out there. I'm not actually serious about, okay, I want to date. Like, I'm just getting nosy and I want to see what's out there. And yeah, sometimes the apps are not the greatest place for that. Although I have heard lots of great success stories.
My brother and his wife met on a dating app.
Exactly.
And they're married now with 2 children.
There's
so it does, like, good things do happen on dating apps. But I would say I'm on and off them.
Yeah.
Like, and I will stay off them for a long time as well. And the last person that I dated, I didn't meet via a dating app. And fair enough, it didn't work out. However, it was a good experience for me. And we kind of like met through work essentially. Yeah. And just started having conversations and we're messaging each other and it was quite platonic. And then I invited him to like my friend's party that she was having. And that's when, you know, the kind of tables turned. Because I think we both had a mutual interest in each other. But I do think that, you know, we have to get better at, and I think apps have kind of made us a little bit rubbish at interacting with each other in normal situations. Like I went to train in a new gym over the weekend, right? And I went to train there. It's just the same gym that I normally go to, a different branch, because it's where I get my nails done. So I was like, I'll just go gym there because I'm going to be there. And honestly, there was this guy and he was so cute. And like, he kept looking at me. And then but the thing is, like, when I fancy someone and they look at me, I went like this.
Look away.
I did like.
No, you didn't.
That kind of smile.
No,
yeah,
you didn't.
I did do that kind of
Clara,
smile.
do it again. I want to reenact it.
It's so bad.
Clara, don't do that. Don't fucking
I can't
do
help
that.
It. It's either that or I look at the floor.
Well, can you not do like a...
No, but I
always do the shoulder shrug.
It's because I felt a little bit awkward. Anyway, we then were like moving around each other because I was like moving barbells and stuff. No, he was on one bar, I was on the other. When we were putting weights back and stuff.
Oh, so he was in the same little area.
He did move out my way, so I was like, "Thank you." And then I was like, "I should," because it's not the gym that I go to. I needed a piece of equipment. I didn't know where it was, so I was like, "I should just ask him."
Yeah,
I should just ask him.
Excuse me, do you know where the cable pull is?
In my head, I was like, I should just ask him. And then as I thought that, he got up and walked off. And I was like, it's a missed opportunity. Yeah. Because fair enough, he could be a bell end. He could be with somebody, you know, all of that. But then I'm never going to know because I didn't just start he's just a human. He's just a human. And I would definitely start a conversation in the gym with like you or like another woman if I, you know.
Yeah, it needs something.
So why can't I start a conversation with the person that I find attractive?
You know why? It's because you're thinking romantically from the jump. Like if there was nothing, no repercussions, no whatever, if you didn't find him attractive, you would have asked him where it was. Yeah, if it was a random man, you would have asked him. Yeah. But because we're like, oh my God, I fancy them. Are they going to fancy me? Where all these things, like it prevents you from. So what I would say is don't see it that way initially. Approach someone as like in a friendly way. Because then if it don't work out, you're not feeling like rejected and guilty or whatever it is. Like you're just feeling like, oh, whatever. Yeah. And my other gym crush at the other gym, I said goodbye to him the other day. I have no gym It's only taken a few months. Well, you said goodbye to him. Oh, you said
I was leaving. Oh. I was like, bye. He was like, bye. Because we, in the gym, there was a mouse.
A mouse?
Yeah. So there was these 2 girls that were like freaking out, right? And I was like, I took my head because I could see they were looking at something. So I took my headphones out and I was like, you okay? And they're like, yeah, there's a mouse behind that piece of equipment. And I was like, okay, cool. Got up and walked over there and they're like, ah! And I was like, it's cool. I grew up on a farm. Like, it's fine. I'll catch it. Catch it.
Not you doing the job of like the people
so I could see them like the little mouse because they move really quickly. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to catch it in my hands. I need something to catch it in. So one of the girls went to find the gym manager. In the meantime, this guy's come over, not my gym crush, another guy, and he was like, oh, it's a mouse, just leave it. And I was like, well, they can't, they're worried. They don't want to get on with their training because they've seen the mouse. So I'm just going to catch the mouse. And he was like, you're not going to catch it. I was like, I can catch a mouse, you know?
Was he like?
No, he wasn't.
Oh,
Anyway,
makes a
so
change.
then by this time the gym managers then come. She's like this really like funny Aussie lady, like
Yeah.
real like this.
Oh,
And
you love that.
she was like, she said to me, I've been told by management, if we see them,
Don't touch the
them,
mouse.
just leave the mice. And I said, yeah, but if
But
you just
you're gonna get more.
if you just get something, we can just catch it. And she was like, well, no. I said, I'll catch it. And she's like, you'll catch it? Oh, no worries then. If you'll catch it,
worries.
I'll go and get something right now.
So thank God, because the exterminator's not coming till next
She
week.
bloody pops, brings back, she went, this is one of my staff's lunchbox. They've left in the staff room.
Oh my God.
So I was like, right, cool. So I put the box there ready to track the mouse, by which time my gym crush has come over and he's like, what's going on? I was like, there's a mouse. At first he was a little bit, then when he saw I was being so confident about it, suddenly he's being confident about the mouse.
He thought, I can't act like a baby in front of her.
So he's like shook the thing and then no mouse came out and then we moved everything, the mouse had gone. And it comes in, there's a crack under, because they can get in through really small gaps and just gone back out again. So I didn't get to have my shining glory moment of catching a mouse. But I think that, because that situation where we both came face to face with the mouse, now I can talk to him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and the weird thing with me is I have no problem having a conversation with somebody once the conversation started. It's starting the conversation. I have a friend, like she's American, so maybe this is why. I'll shout her out, Rafi. She will talk to anybody.
Really, you know what? I admire that so much in people. I once went on a date with this girl and we went like to this like like a box park type situation. And we went to all these vendors and she was chatting to everyone, strangers. And I thought, that's so attractive. Like just someone that feels comfortable to just yappa to anyone.
Yeah, I can do that apart from when I fancy them and I don't have an in. Then it becomes really difficult. Or sometimes I notice as well, if I do fancy them and we're in a social situation, it's almost like it triggers me being like 15 years old. And like, I hear myself saying things and I'm like, no,
Stop
talking. I went to watch my friend fight. He was doing a fight, right? And I went to train with him at the gym and there was this guy at the gym. I was like, that guy's amazing. And in my head, I was like, I hope he comes to the boxing. Came to the boxing, sat on my bloody table.
No.
And I was just like, oh, how am I going to talk to him? And then he was like, I'm going to the shop. Does anyone want anything? He like broke all the rules. And brought...
Lucozade.
No, I was like, no, I'm fine, thank you. Because at the time I was doing no sugar. So he came back with all these sweets and he was like, go on, have some of these. And I was like, no, I'm vegan and I don't have refined sugar like that, right?
Clara. I bet he thought, fuck me, she's a barrel of laughs.
No, what he kept doing was kept offering me things. And he was like, no, I just want to hear you say it again. Because I was like, I'm not having refined sugar. I was like, oh my God, I sound like such a dick. So I really do think that I am so bad at this.
You should have just been like, I'm allergic. Sorry.
People asking me for advice. I'm terrible. But no, like sometimes I love the idea of meeting people in person. And I think, it depends what the scenario is. Because if it's like a bar or a club or whatever, it's much easier to just talk to people.
And when you're having a bit of Dutch courage.
Yeah. But whereas when it's like a scenario where it's not like that and it's not like it's kind of like, is it okay for me to talk to them? Do I invade their time? But I do think like we're just humans and we need to get better at just having conversation. Like you say, take the romance away. Yeah. Because as soon as they start talking, you might get the ick instantly. Yeah.
But I think like because of our generation and like social media and our phones, we have lost the art of talking to one another. We are so anxious to like just talk to someone like, and it's completely normal. And I think like we think speaking to someone of the opposite sex that's attractive, oh my God, it has to be like a romantic thing. It doesn't. I would say like just think, oh, I just want to be their friend. Because then that'll make it easier for you to talk to them.
And you just need one line as an in to start the conversation. And either they'll continue the conversation or they won't.
Yeah, I like to think I'm a bit witty, so I can usually do like a little one-liner that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But
whereas me, I turn into like, so that's the difficult thing as well. Like I'm not as bad now as I used to be, but if someone was attractive, I would say stuff to them that I would never ever say to anyone else in the whole entire world. Things would just fall out of my mouth and I couldn't put them back in. It was too late and it would just be like, oh my God, this person could think I'm insane.
Maybe a lot of people find that kind of cute. Like kind of like nervous and whatever.
Yeah.
But let me think.
I don't think I come across as nervous. I just come across as fucking mental.
I'm vegan and I don't eat refined sugar. Sorry.
No, I said I'm vegan. I don't eat refined sugar. It was like, yeah, no, just what you say again.
Great.
This is cool.
But no, going back to what was she saying? How to meet people in
Off the
person?
apps.
Oh,
I think
just just
get out your house. Number one, get out your house.
Exactly.
Go and do things that you actually enjoy. So if there is, and this is what I'm thinking about as well at the moment, like if there's things you enjoy, whether it's exercise, whether it's like cooking lessons, whatever it is, book clubs, whatever, go and spend more time socializing in those circles, because also everyone you meet, like some people, one of my friends met someone because her mate, her female friend, set her up with this guy that she knows. So the bigger your kind of social network is, the more likely people are to kind of set you up with other people as well. And I just think it is about going to places where there's likely to be people that you have stuff in common with and being willing to start conversations, because then you've got something to talk about.
Exactly. And I also think, like, what do you want in a partner? Have a think about what you want in a partner. What does that person do? And I'm not saying like, because I'm not saying go and permit, like, permit? Is that the right word? Permeate. I don't know. That's not me saying go to like really posh, fancy bars because all the rich men will be there. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
But I mean, like, if you know you want someone that's intelligent, like, where would they go? Have a think about it. Or even like for me, working from home, like if I wanted to go and meet people in person, I'd go and work at a cafe or whatever, or work in a co-working space, and you might see the same people there, and then you can.
It's the same with the gym as well, and it is okay to talk to people in the gym. I think like males and females. I know there's lots of stuff on the internet, but I do think, you know, as long as someone's polite, we have to be okay with the fact that, you know, if we want, it's kind of like that thing, isn't it? Like if we want to politely be able to approach other people and for that to be acceptable, we have to be willing for someone to do the same back. And if we're not interested, for them to be okay with that, and vice versa. Like that's okay. It doesn't need to be awkward. Just start a conversation with someone, and you're going to find out whether or not, you know, it's
a vibe. Yeah,
it's a vibe, and there's something there. And then you just ask them, and if it's a no, it's a no. You just get on with it. That's part of life. It's not I think we build it up way too much.
We do, because we start envisioning our whole lives together before we've even said the first word to them.
Exactly.
Which is the problem.
So I think there's loads of ways to date off the apps, but it's only going to work
if you're out there.
Yeah.
You can't find your husband in your house, love.
But also if you're willing to have conversations with people. That's the only way it's going to work, because you can be out there, but if your body language is closed, if you look away all the time,
looking down,
like hold
resting bitch face.
Because also, if for example, if you're like, no, I want someone to approach me, you have to let them know that it's okay to do that.
Exactly. And it is, I'm bad at that. Like when I catch eyes with someone, like away. I do, I might just be like, or I'll smile, but I'll look away. I don't do that now. I don't know why you're that. You've never made that face.
I don't know.
I've never seen you make that face, so I don't know why you're giving that face to men.
I don't know.
I get it though, because you don't want to give them full teeth. But like the smile that I'll do,
I just felt in that moment. That's just how I did it.
Like what I'll do is like say someone catch eye with someone, like I smile and look away before I even see what they've done back to me. But it's like if I was walking down the street and an old lady was walking past, I smiled at her, I wouldn't do that.
No.
So it's just the nervousness.
There's a dating expert who says you should hold eye contact for 2 seconds. Let's just see how long that is. 1,
That's
2.
quite intense.
That's quite a long time.
That's quite
But no
intense.
more than that, because then it becomes pervy staring or like creepy staring. But it's just like,
you just need a little one-liner. When I was getting on the train the other week, the ticket inspector, he was quite cute, and I had this bag, like a shopping bag, and he went, "Oh, have you bought me a present?" Like, I mean, and I was like, "It's for my mum." Run off. But like, all it takes is like a little one-liner.
Have a one-liner in your back pocket.
Yeah.
And then use
have
that.
a one-liner.
Have a weigh-in or a question you can ask someone. Just fucking do it. That's what.
Just do it.
2024 has got to be the year of just fucking do it.
Doing it. Whoa. I've been doing it every year. Whoa. I've already been doing it.
Whoa. Next topic. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, I just thought, I feel like you don't know what I'm talking about when I go, I'm ready.
No, I don't.
About Cheryl Cole and the X Factor at judges' houses. And she goes, all right, when you're ready, I'm ready. When you're ready. Ready. All right, pet, when you're ready.
Well, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Ready. The next topic is jealousy and insecurity.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, here's my hot take.
Go.
Here's my hot take as a person who feels like they've done quite a lot of healing on themselves and loves themselves. If I felt jealous or insecure of a partner, for me, I feel like, just giving it some more thought.
I'm waiting for this hot
If I
take.
felt
It's like, wait, how would I feel? When was the last time I felt
no,
that?
because
Why
I just when I think about me, I'm like, because I know I'm quite a secure person. If they might have done something to make me question them, but from where I feel like this girl's coming from, it's like, and I do sometimes feel bits of jealousy, but I know that's me.
Yeah.
I know that's because I'm feeling a part of me that is feeling neglected or
Insecure.
insecure. It's not really to do with them. I think we have to be realistic, guys. Just because you feel jealous of a partner, it's not always because they've done something wrong. It's because our own feelings. Like just because your boyfriend says thank you to a waitress in a restaurant and smiles at her, and you feel jealous about that, that's you. That's 100% you. Because there's nothing like you have to let your partner be a human.
You've got to be realistic, haven't you? I think at the end of the day, and also like I always think I wouldn't want someone to do to me what I wouldn't do to them.
Exactly.
But like, if say I was on a night out with my friends and a group of guys started talking to me, I'm not going to stand there and go like this.
Yeah.
I've got a boyfriend.
Like,
you know,
humans.
I would have a chat with them, and I'm perfectly comfortable with like my partner doing that with like. But if you know, if it became like suggestive or flirtatious, or if it became, I suppose like flirtatious, whatever. But if it became suggestive, or you then exchange numbers or Instagrams or anything like that, that's a whole next level. But I think what you're saying essentially is actually probably you're not in a great place to date unless you are a secure person. And the way you do that is by working on yourself and your insecurities to a point where, yes, you can work on them by yourself. When you get into a relationship, they will be triggered. But it's like you're saying, you have to be able to accept accountability and responsibility for your own insecurities rather than putting them on the other person.
And I think naturally some people probably are more jealous or more insecure. So it's like, but you have to be self-aware. Self-awareness is so key because if you're self-aware and you're realistic, you can talk to your partner about it and be like, I'm feeling jealous about this, but I know some of it might be coming from me, but I just wanted to voice that to you so that you are aware of it, so that, you know, he might then be like, okay, now I've took that into account. I might change how I do this and this, that, and the other. So but it's the same thing we always say. It's communication, man.
It's communication, but it's also your own, like, it is self-awareness, but and learning to love yourself, but it is also not being reactive, I think, as well.
Exactly.
It's like, that's what self-awareness allows you to do. It's like, right, okay, I'm feeling jealous. Why am I feeling jealous? Like, what is making me feel jealous? And then it's like, oh, it's because, and then it's about taking that to that person. Like, if someone is doing something that constantly makes you feel uncomfortable, they're probably not a great partner. But I think you both have to set what those boundaries are. Because I've been with somebody who was insecure and jealous, and it ruined my whole entire. It's horrible. It's not a nice relationship to be in. It's awful. You have to worry about, you know, oh, I'm going to do this. Am I going to upset them? And I think that actually that person was not ready to be in a relationship, and it was horrible.
Yeah. Do you ever get like that, jealous or insecure?
I would say I would say yes, of course. In my life,
I think everyone does. I think it's definitely natural.
Everyone feels a bit insecure, but then it's about being able to go, like exactly like you said, being able to go to that person, not from a point of attack. You've made me feel like this. You did this. You did that.
Yeah.
Saying, hey babe, like I realise that this might just be me, but I am feeling insecure. This is why, and hoping that, you know, if you do it in a gentle way, that they hear you and are able to offer you some kind of reassurance.
Yeah.
Because again, we've spoken about this on the podcast before as women as well, because I think we're on that like 28-day cycle. The couple of days before my period, I cannot, like, I'm not emotionally rational in the sense that that I know that I will feel a lot of emotion, and that sometimes if I'm feeling all of that emotion, I know that it's not because someone has done something or whatever, but it's just that's, you know, that emotion is there, but I still want to be, you know, like, I still want to have that part of me reassured and looked after in that moment, but without being reactive. I'm sure there are times in the past where I've allowed all of that without being self-aware or self-reflective to bubble up and just be like, you've done this or you've done that.
It's such a huge thing, that not being reactive, because once you start getting angry and raising your voice and aggressive and that, people don't hear what you're saying. No. All they hear is how it's being delivered. They don't actually hear the concerns that you have. That's why I feel like I'm in a situation now with the guy I'm dating where it's like anytime I bring something up, I feel like it's like healing me in some way, because it's like anytime I bring something up, it's like he's like, thank you for telling me that. Thank you for bringing this to me. Even though it's like, I'm not like, you've done nothing, you've done that. But it just feels reassuring. Gently. I've got a question for you.
Go on.
It just popped in my head. How would you feel, because this is playing into that question, how would you feel about your partner going to the strip club or something like that.
If I trust them, I don't really care. Like, oh, if they're going every week or, any
Yeah.
of those things. But if
Or
it's
like if you
someone's
went on a holiday.
stag do or it's a birthday or they're on holiday, it's like part of their lads like holiday
Yeah.
or whatever. It doesn't really mean like it doesn't I don't
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Or like if my boyfriend was like wanking to porn or any of that stuff's not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
make me
couldn't care
feel
less.
insecure.
Yeah.
Like I guess the kind of person that I expect that I'll probably end up with is the person that probably goes to the strip club and probably FaceTimes me from the strip club to be like, oh look,
Look at
I'm having the best time. Throw money in there. But so it's not like I'm kept out of it or it's
Yeah,
kept
yeah, yeah,
secret.
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
think that's
The secrecy is what brings the
yeah,
jealousy.
when people don't tell you stuff, like, why are you not telling me?
Yeah.
I'd rather someone was transparent with me and, said, this is what's going on, that's
Yeah.
what's going on. And yeah, ultimately, if I don't trust them, I shouldn't be with them. And I know that.
Exactly.
And I just think, I do think I am like a secure and confident person.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously, like we've said, will have times of feeling, insecure and maybe sometimes feeling a little bit jealous, but I'm able to respond to those as opposed to react to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think, yeah, if you are, and you've got to do the work on yourself, mate.
Again, with something like the strip club, like the girls are literally just doing a job.
Yeah.
They're not their job is to like make someone feel like they're into them, but they're getting paid for it. Like it's a job. And there's nothing actually happening.
But I mean, I'd much rather that my partner was doing that and telling me about it than,
Than like doing God knows what, God knows who.
Exactly, yeah. So I think if you are someone who feels particularly jealous and insecure, it might be that you have a partner who is, has done mad shit to you and, you're within your rights to feel like that. But then
Yeah.
why are you still with them? That would be
Yeah.
my question to you. It might be that someone's treated you shit in the past and now you're
Yeah.
bringing that into new relationships. You've got to heal first. It might be like you said that you're just that, due to however for whatever reason you feel insecure and jealous. You have to work on your relationship with yourself. And when that gets good, you have a much better foundation to go into a relationship with.
I would like to think in your heart of hearts and deep down, if you're being a bit crazy or not.
Yeah.
But you're just so self-awareness, guys. Self-awareness is key. It's a major key for everything in life, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like therapy has made me into this like fully formed self-aware person, which is good but also is bad sometimes because I literally see everything from every angle. If someone treats me badly, like I see that, but then I also see why they did that, which is kind of bad. But it's also good because sometimes it makes you forgive people more because you can see you're coming here from this place of hurt. So you have to have really firm boundaries when you're such a self-aware person.
You do have to have, I think all of us have to have firm boundaries and all of us should be, as self-aware as we possibly can be because that's how we change our behavior. And when we become self-aware, that's how we know what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're believing, and which parts of that do not serve us, which parts of that are making us miserable, unhappy, jealous, insecure, unconfident, unhappy, like not feeling good enough, all of those things. And only once we know exactly what that is, can we actually change it, right? So I think self-awareness is really key to everything and especially key to our relationship with ourselves. And that has a knock-on effect to how we have in relationships with other people. So yeah, self-awareness is important. Boundaries are important. And if because also like if you're showing up in relationships and being really super jealous, how does that feel for the other person? Like it's not going to be, it's not a nice, it doesn't feel good for you.
No.
It doesn't feel good for them. And what's the point of being in that relationship? Like I had this conversation with a guy that I'm chatting to today, and he was just saying to me, how do you decide who you're gonna like get to know and who you're gonna spend more time and invest time in? And we were just kind of having this conversation and saying that at the end of the day, like my life is good as it is. So unless someone is going to be making it better or expansive in some kind of way, there's just no kind of point, like it has to feel good. I want to feel good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I hear it, girl.
put that in the bin.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
And our next topic,
I think this will be the last one.
Emma Tamzine Hill.
Emma Tasman, as some people like to call me.
How to initiate sexy time.
Ooh. I feel like so many girls struggle with this. Like, I don't want to make the first move and this, that, and the other. And I get it. It makes you feel wanted when like someone is coming on to you. But how do I initiate the first move? I don't know. I like to think of myself as a kind of a sex symbol. So I just give them a look and then it's on, innit? People say to me that when I'm like when I'm like getting in the zone about like flirting and gonna have like want to have sex with someone, that like I get this really intense look in my eyes, like, and I look deep into their soul, and my voice changes apparently. Like my voice gets like deeper and like more sensual.
Wow.
It's like
That's not getting deep. You're not making your voice deeper now. You're making it higher.
I'm making it lighter.
Yeah, higher. But I can
Maybe
imagine you do.
I don't know actually.
Does it go the other way?
I don't know because I can't. It's not something I can reenact unless I'm in that moment with someone.
I think it's about confidence, isn't it? It's like having the confidence to initiate like sex. And the way that I would probably do it, I mean, or the way that I have, I guess the way that I have done it, you know, you have to think in your head and be like, think of a certain situation and be like, how do I be there? But definitely like I would start by like kind of, you know, kissing somebody, I guess.
Touching them.
Touching
Touching their arms, touching their chest.
Yeah, like kind
touching
of.
their face.
Yeah.
Touching their ears. Sorry.
She's really going for it. She's giving you a body map.
Yeah.
Suppose it depends like how, like where you are. Because you know, like say if you were spooning on the sofa or whatever or in bed, then I would like
every girl does the little
yeah,
does a little wriggle around. I'm just trying to get comfy whilst you're rubbing your ass against his dick.
Yeah, basically.
I'm just trying to get comfy.
Yeah, yeah. Or you know, I might take their hand and like put it on my like not necessarily straight away on my vulva, but you know, it might
take the hand
be
and put
like,
on your tit.
Yeah, no, or like round my waist, or you know, like just kind of initiate like some kind of like flirtation. But I do think like when it comes to guys that I've dated, again, like I think they can just like look at me and be like, uh-oh.
It's on. That's what I mean. I'm just like it's on. Anytime, any place, anywhere.
Yeah. So I do think that is about like confidence and just kind of like asserting yourself and being in that kind of like feeling.
Why don't you be like, can you stroke my back, please?
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Or
stroke
like
my back.
My hair, like stroke my hair.
Like my hair.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you're initiating a touch.
Yeah.
And then once they start touching you, maybe they'll start thinking, then you subliminally have started it.
Yeah.
You know?
Or, you know, if you really want to go for it, if they're, you know, it could be if they're coming home from work or whatever, and you want to I've definitely done that before and like put lingerie on and like
trench coat.
I've done that as well. Like position myself so that when they walk in, that I'm like, you know,
wow,
let's go.
Let's go, girls.
Let's go, girls. Or it could be I've initiated stuff over like text before. So by the time that they get to me, that it's already on.
Exactly.
It's already on.
Exactly.
So I think there's loads of ways, but it's about confidence.
Exactly. You've got to push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you're not used to doing it, like, but if you're sleeping with your partner regularly, then it's like, there's no embarrassment about you making a first move.
I think sometimes people fear rejection as well. Like that can be, you know, that someone could say, no, I'm not, you know, I'm not feeling it or I'm not in the mood. And I think, you know, maybe if you've experienced that once or twice.
You though.
It's not. And it's perfect. Like that should be perfectly acceptable for a guy to say that as it is for a woman to say that. Like it's just, I'm just not in the mood to have sex. I don't feel horny and that's okay.
Because you'd rather someone be really turned on than like having sex with you when they're not even horny.
Because they feel like they have to.
Yeah.
So I think that's, you know, that's fine. And maybe they just want to talk or maybe they just want to hug or whatever it is. So I think that we have to stop seeing that as kind of like a rejection and just be realistic, communicate well with each other and then just be willing to kind of, you know.
Give them a look. Have a chat. My favorite one. Like I like foreplay that's not even foreplay. Like foreplay as in like conversation and intensity without any touching. Like, so the foreplay for me is going to start when we're just chilling, say we're on the sofa talking about something, and then it's like intense. You have eye contact. Eye contact is like the biggest. That's like one of my main things that I feel like makes someone good in bed. Like good eye contact and intensity, and then it's like once you get that going, you can easily just go in for a kiss.
Yeah, of course.
And then there you go, it's kicked off.
But even if you're like out for dinner or, you know, you can have those, like, again, depending on what your conversations are, you can, you know, make the conversation kind of like flirty. So it starts to like build up the sexual tension, which is, you know, the eye contact. I'm
just so blunt and I'm a bit of a wrong un. So like we could be out and I just have eye contact with you and I'd just say something dirty.
Yeah.
But that's because like I used to feel scared to say stuff like that. But when I've seen that it has great reactions every time, there we go. Now I'm more confident with it.
Gotta love it.
Just a bit of a wrong un.
And again, I think 2024 has got to be the year of just fucking doing it. So you just got to try. And you get better at it and you will. But I think it's important, you know, if you're in a relationship or if you're dating someone, it shouldn't just be about having sex when they want to have sex.
You know what it is?
It should be about you when you want to have sex as
Yeah.
well.
As much as a man won't say it, they like to have a move made on them every
Yeah.
once in a while. They want to feel like a bad bitch. Trust me, they will never say it, but I swear to God, men love that shit.
They do. I think men do say it. I mean, I think they definitely do say, sometimes we want you to initiate sex. Sometimes we want you to make the first move.
Yeah.
We want to feel wanted. We want to feel desired.
And like, I bet they feel like sometimes they're pestering you all the time for sex.
Yeah.
So there needs to be an even playing field.
Yeah. And also the same insecurities that you might have about like, does this person really like me? Is it just, men can have those same insecurities as well. So it's important that I was going to say the door swings both ways. I mean, we'll go with that. I like it. So we'll go with that. But I think it is. Yeah. Just fucking do it, mate.
All you can do is try.
All you can do is try.
That's
it.
on that.
And that's enough. Trying is enough. Right. We've come to the end of another episode. Bam, 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 bam.
We have come to an end of another episode.
Are you sad?
A little
Don't
bit.
cry your eyes out.
Wait, what's that one? I've never heard that one.
I just made it up.
All I can think about now, for some reason, E17.
I made it up.
Don't think
I
it's
could
a
take the pain.
Won't you stay
another?
Stay now, stay now, stay now. That was.
Don't leave me alone like this.
Ooh, she
Don't
went
you
up an octave.
say it's the final kiss. Won't you stay another day?
But don't worry, because we'll be back next week.
We'll be back next
But
week.
don't worry. So yeah, let us know what you think of the pod. Give us a review. Give us a little follow on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Comment, like,
share, subscribe, all them
subscribe.
things. You know the usual stuff. And also, if you have anything that you want us to talk about, any what they called dilemmas, saucy stories. If you have a topic you want us to touch on, please don't be shy. DM us or email us, mumtoldmepod@gmail.com, and everything's anonymous. So if you have anything you want to input into the pod, bring it, because we're going to take it on board.
Love it.
That's on that. All right, we'll see you next week. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.